We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk. So I did see that you spent some time with the students of Chess in Slums.
Yeah.
Why did you feel the need to make that stop and to engage with them in the way that you did?
Because that's where I come from. I'm from the street. So for me, it's those the kind of place when I feel the most safe. And I had enough of that image when people, they talk more about the poverty in Africa and about the violence and whatever. Those kids, it was so important. When I heard, they're playing chess, they are so genius. Those kids can beat any, champion in the world or whatever, some world champion people. So that's the kind of things I want to support and to say, even when I came from the street, people were judging me. But actually, I didn't do any academy football club. I'm from the street to where I am. So this is my world. And I want to those kids, I even spoke to them. I said, if one of you want to be the president of the universe, go for it. Make the sacrifice. We have to work 10 times harder. So for me, this was an important stop.
All right.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. And I love the fact that you have properly just explained how you feel still connected to the streets because that's where you're coming from. I want you to tell us what your experience was like the first time you started playing, at least in the Premier League. The first game that you had, all the way coming from the streets and the experience that you had playing professionally and then finally getting into the big league and playing in front of millions.
Like Manchester United.
No, but exactly, it wasn't a good souvenir, by the way. It wasn't a good memory. But like you say, because I play in France, I was named the best, left back in
Monaco
in the
before
league.
moving to United.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, you know everything about me. I love that. So yes, I've been named that the best young French footballer. So all of that, I was a little bit arrogant. I was thinking I make it, and I arrived to Manchester, and that's wow. I remember my first game against Manchester City, the derby, 2-0.
The lousy neighbors.
Exactly, the noisy neighbor. They're still noisy.
Oh.
And in one moment, I was against the post, and I was like, "What you doing here? The football is so fast, so different."
Wow.
Anyway, Ferguson gave me the hair dryer. After 45 minutes, he subbed me. He said, "Now you're gonna sit next to me, and you're gonna learn, the English football." So it was really deep. Even my agent, I remember, we went home, and he was with his wife, and he put his hand on my shoulder. He said, "Patrice, I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. You should have stayed to Monaco." But after, that's what I love, when people dub about me, and the rest is history.
Wow.
So how has life been after you retired from football? Did you get bored? Did you struggle to adapt to doing something else apart from football?
I'm living my best life.
Wow.
Some players,
That's the energy.
Some people, they depressed when they retire, but I win every trophy. And also, I think when you play football, you live in the fake world, you live in the bubble. And right now, I think people just see one part of the iceberg, and I can give more as a human being. Playing football, it was a nice gift. I had fun. But right now, when you ask me, I'm enjoying my life because I'm discovering what's the real life. Because when you play football, especially when you want to stay at the high level, you have to make a lot of sacrifice. I always say to those generation, it's easy to reach the top of the pyramid, but to stay at the top, that's when you have to make. So right now, no, I'm on mission to many things, like ending the violence against children, the equality gender, the mental health. So this is all those subjects, they drive me, and they, I feel blessed and grateful.
All right, talking about all the titles, he's won everything. FIFA Club World Cup, Champions League title, 5 Premier League titles, Serie A titles, Italian Super Cup, you name it, he's won it all. Being in the PFA Player of the Year and all of that. Trust me, this is a legend.
And just riding off of that, saying that he's won it all, getting to the peak and the height of your career, did you ever feel like you had arrived? Oh, I'm satisfied with everything that I've been able to achieve so far. I mean, I have won all these titles.
I think I'm always satisfied about things I'm doing, but I always push myself, never limit. Because I think in life, sometimes you need to also realize what you're doing. And it's true, is when I retire and people tell me all those trophies, I'm like, are you sure you are talking about me?
Yeah.
So, but I never just look myself. I always, work out, push myself. I want to be the best at what I'm doing, no matter if it's football, no matter if it's other thing. So satisfied, yes, but always angry.
Yeah.
That's the anger,
I like
the anger. This is like, I'm always angry. This is come from the street.
All right. I love your Instagram videos. Like, very exciting, very entertaining, hilarious. My favorite is you dancing with the panda suit dance.
Exactly.
That was very, very exciting. So where do you get your inspiration to create all of those content on Instagram?
I think it's so many people in my head. It's more than 10 guys. They fight each other every day. That's why people say I'm a good crazy. Because I think normal people are boring. But people didn't expect for me to show that personality and to go to the panda outfit. I think when you have to send a strong message, you don't have to be serious, because when I do that dance and after I take off the head of the panda and I'm like, I'm black, I'm white, I'm chubby, say no to racism, say no to bully. So even if those videos are funny, but it's also every time giving a strong message.
Wow, that's amazing. And let's just take it back a little bit, because we always love to dig deep into the foundation. Like on this show, what we decided to do on this show was to ensure that this is not your regular and average sports show, because you live life as a celebrity in the eyes of the rest of the world, who look at you as an object of entertainment. I want Patrice to do this today. I want him to play this way and all that. But we always want to humanize the sportsmen and women. So let's take it to your foundation, because you are a people person. You're very humble. You're someone that people love to, spend time with. And we know that a whole lot happened with you growing up. I want you to let us know how that affected and how that built you into this person that has become so passionate about ensuring that you're putting smiles on people's faces through like your videos on Instagram.
I think like I did my book and people know more about Patrice and more about, because I've been really honest and transparent. And I say, when you're born as a black person in this world, it's already a disadvantage. When you grow up in the street, it's not about playing the gangster, it's about surviving. And when you get sexually abused at the age of 13, that's what happened to me, is a trauma, is a victim. But, that's the way I say, like, I should never give up. I'm passionate about life. That's when people say, oh, I love this game, when I was begging money in front of shop. But this is not the story. This is not movie. This is my life. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. When I was 70 years old, I was playing in Italy. People was throwing banana on me every time I've got the ball, or doing the monkey nose. But I never give up. I'm determined, like resilience, and passionate about life. So that's why, every single day of my life, I want to live the best of it. I say to people, don't think about the past, because you're going to live with regret. And don't think about the future, because you're going to live with anxiety or stress. So I'm focused on the present. Right now, I'm enjoying this interview, and I don't understand why I can't see those two beautiful ladies. We have two big screen in my face. I'm not happy with that. Here we go, finally. Not like we're playing hiding and seek game, girls. Come on, you're beautiful. Oh, I need to see that beautiful smile.
Thank you. So I have a question for you. Originally, you've got your roots from Senegal. Do you have relations and family there? Do you keep in touch with them?
But of course, my dad and my mom, and I've got one brother and one sister still living there in Senegal. I don't forget where I come from. My first shelter in 2012 was in Senegal. It was like more than 400 children. So that's why also I came back to my roots. People was like, why you come back? Because I come back to the roots, because I got more time. But I come back and I also want to inspire people. But no matter even if I play for France, I'm a Senegalese. And that's why I say now when kids, because when I grew up in France, I didn't understand, playing for your country actually is getting political. So if I have an advice to all the African players, to pick carefully, because when you win, so suddenly you're a French player. When you lose, suddenly they give you your Senegalese player. So I never forget. I never forget my roots. And like I say, Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria, whatever, we all brothers and sisters, and I think we have to support each other, because for me, I keep saying Africa is so many beautiful culture and creativity, and is one of the richest continents in the world. So we need to promote that more.
So sorry, one more question. Do you keep an eye on the Senegalese national team?
Yes, of course.
They are playing Egypt later today. They lost the first leg. Do you think they'll still qualify for the World Cup?
It's tough. It's tough.
Let's be honest.
No, I'm honest, because as a player, sometimes when you win something, you you distract yourself. People compliment you. Oh my God, the African, and then for that game it's difficult, to get ready. And Egypt are upset because they lose that final.
They lose the AFCON, yes.
Exactly. So now they want to like the revenge. So it's going to be like really tough for Senegal.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did promise that people were going to be able to send in questions to ask you because you have millions of fans. So if you're listening, bring those questions to the table. 0809-234-5913. 0809-222-0913. 01515-0913. 01515-1913. Lagos Talks, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Coming back.
All right, Wale.
Patrick, good afternoon.
It's not Patrick, it's Patrice.
Patrick,
I'm getting tired with that.
Oh, they be calling you Patrick.
Oh, many, like not just here, like in Europe and like Patrick. I don't know why they love
Patrice.
Merci, ladies. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I just don't know how you. Why do you always do that to us when you play against us?
It's not like I do you guys. It's just you are my babies. And some people say why I hate Arsenal. I can't hate my babies.
You know what you said one time that you guys defended us. You said you guys you dealt with the boys or something.
No, I just say no because the journalist was like,
now
it's an harsh result. I say it's just 11 men against 11 babies.
See what you are doing to you guys now.
Exactly. No, I agree with you. I absolutely.
We are not going for Champions League next season.
I absolutely agree with you. Now we are the babies, and you are the men. So this I won't argue with you. But in the past, I feed you a lot of bottle of milk.
Wow.
Oh.
You know what? That brings me to ask this because we know that with sports, there's a whole lot of passion and loyalty that comes with sports. Because there are people who would remain diehard Arsenal fans no matter what happens. And that's just how sports has been. So for you as a sportsman, how are you able to balance, that loyalty with business? Because at the end of the day, you may be having to play for other teams as well, but then being loyal to a particular team because of maybe the history and the experience and the growing up that happened in that team. How were you able to balance that all throughout your career?
I think it depends what you want to do. When you play for a certain club like Manchester United or Juventus, I love club with history. Every time I put that shirt, I'm carrying like the history of the club.
Indeed.
Like for example, also now the new generation, they're playing more for the fame and the money. And before we used to play for the passion, for the badge, for the fan. So that's why the game is completely different. But me, I know I wasn't distracted. I was here to perform. I wanted to bleed on the pitch for the fan. And it's not every time you're gonna play a good game, but at least after the game I can look myself in the mirror and say I give everything. And that was my my motto.
So what was if you think back now, what was the worst experience for you? Maybe the game didn't end how you wanted it to end in terms of the response coming from your fans. Do you have any memories about the worst experience ever?
No, I think I had a great connection with the fan, but I had one bad experience when I played for Marseille.
Yeah, I remember that.
When that fan, and I wasn't even playing, and they were booing the team was playing, and I said, but guys, the club paying your travel, your ticket, why you boo the team and the game don't even start? And they were like, no, Patrice, it's not about you. Stop agitating yourself like a monkey. And I was like, okay, but after they go far, they say, anyway, when you go back to Marseille, we're gonna cut the throat of your wife and your children.
No.
Then I am a human being. I'm not a robot. Then that's when after they came down and they think I was going to run. But that's when he received a massive hiking on his face. And of course, I be banned. I'm against the violence. So this is a little episode, I can't say I regret it because I am a human being. But apart from that, no, I had such an amazing career. I feel lucky, blessed. If you tell to that kids was begging money in front of shop, it's going to be that man. I can say, man, you crazy. Stop, selling me dream.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Let's take more calls. Lagos Talks. Please turn up your radio. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ify.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Patrice.
Good afternoon. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you.
I wish I was the first person to call because the last caller just spoke my mind.
You're an Arsenal fan too?
I'm an Arsenal fan.
All right, Arsenal fans.
You understand? And I will never forget your statement when you said it's 11 men against 11 babies. In fact, so actually, I admire you a lot, Patrice. I love your game.
Wow,
I
thank
wish
you.
you were playing for Arsenal.
Ah.
You understand?
I understand.
That you're an African player. I was proud of you. But it's just that you are playing for a team that I'm not supporting. And when you banter us, I go back to the closet and say, wow, this guy has come again. But it was nice. It was nice. That's the fun in the game. And I want to say, thank you very much. You've done a lot for the football world.
Wow.
And I pray that God will continue to bless you.
Wow, no,
Thank you.
that was amazing. And
That's
coming from an
amazing.
Arsenal fan. But that's why they have to understand. It's not like I hate Arsenal. I always feel like confident. You know, one of my best friends is Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
And when I make that comment, it's not like I was arrogant. It's because I was overconfident. And every time we play against Arsenal, I remember when after Robin van Persie, that striker, he joined United, we were in the bike doing the warm-up. And he shook the hands to everyone, and I said, "Welcome to a man club." And he said the F word, you know. And after 1 month, he come back to me. He said, "Patrice, I apologize. Actually, I understand what you say because you know you all win so many trophies, but you know you coming first at training. After the training, you keep training, and it's not the same at Arsenal. But don't give me wrong. I respect a lot Arsenal. Arsenal was the first Premier League game I've been watching because when Thierry Henry invite me to watch a game in Highbury, but I just say like." It was such a good feeling. Sometimes I was playing against some opponent. I know some Arsenal fan gonna go crazy. After 35 minutes, they were, "Hey, Patrice, can we swap shirt after the game?" So I was like, "Hey, I already get these guys in my pocket." So to tell you, to explain, and I know those people. Oh, why you hate Arsenal? Is those people they just born after the PlayStation 5? They don't know. They don't know. They just don't know the history. But no, guys, I have a massive respect for Arsenal, and right now we are the baby and they are the man.
All right. Right now it looks like the let's talk about fullbacks, left backs, right backs. It looks like these days they are being judged on the number of crosses they're able to put in, the goals, the assists.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: do you prefer the defensive fullbacks or the attacking fullbacks right now?
No, but can I tell you one thing? You know, I never accept to be a fullback until I sign for Manchester United.
Interesting.
Because I start as a striker, and I remember I played fullback because I was playing for Nice, and the fullback get injured the last 15 minutes. Then the Italian coach, he said, "Patrice, you have to play fullback," and I play well. Then after that, he said, "Next game, you know, you're going to play left back." I said, "No, I'm not a left back." He said, "Okay, you don't play." I said, "Okay, even goalkeeper, I'm going to play." It's fine. So he was always against, you know, myself, the way I play. And the coach was like, "Patrice, you know why you're great? It's because you don't want to play that position." So I finally realized, you know, when I arrive in England, you know, doing a tackle or shoulder is like a celebration, sometimes like a goal, because I'm someone I like to make fun of it, because that's the way we play in the street. But I say the best defense is to attack. So that's why attacking fullback will be always my priority.
Okay, all right.
But you need to find the right balance. If you want to be a greatest fullback, you need to find the good balance between attacking and defending. Because if you attack too much, they're going to say, yes.
You leave all the space at the back.
Exactly. They will say he's defend really bad. And if you defend too much, they say he's not attacking.
Or he can't even put in a cross.
Exactly. But when Ferguson was saying, "Oh, Patrice, you always," I say, "Boss, the best way to attack is to defend."
Is the difference.
Exactly.
Now, speaking about
It's to-
striking a good balance, let's just take it back to why you love this game, right? And I know that you were very, very vulnerable, I would say, and very transparent when you were just talking about your life and your history. Now, as a sportsman who was also a family man, I remember you making a statement about your son one day crying at like age 3, and then you're asking him why was he crying, and he said, "Because Manchester United took you away from me." How were you able to balance fatherhood with being the Patrice that the world loves?
But this is a really good question. We learn. It's a process. I always say women are 10 years in advance compared to men.
Interesting.
You know, I know. And I know some men, they won't say it, but that's the truth. Because even when people ask me, who is your idol, your heroes, I always say my mom. That's my heroes. But to get back to your question, yes, because even the United fan they will see that flag. They put, and it's like United, kids, and wife. In that order.
Interesting.
So
United
I
kids
remember
and
I
wife.
came back. I came back home, and you know, Lenny, my first child, was crying. I said, "Why you cry?" He say, because I hate Manchester United. Why you hate Manchester? Because they took my dad away.
Whoa.
So to tell you, sometimes even if you want to perform at high level, you forget things, and you even like sacrifice your own family, and family is the most important thing. So being a father is really difficult. So that's why now, you know, my last child, Lilas, I'm completely different. Now I'm like, here, I want to change his nappy at 2 in the morning. When people say, what you doing? Just going in the park with him, because it's different. So I want to give my time. So that's why even as I retire, but I feel I'm more busy than when I used to play. I'm really careful of that. You know, I give to people. I also don't want to forget that, because my first marriage, I was struggling to be at home and to be present, because you know, you have this relation when you say like, but you got everything. You got your own room. You got this. You know, at your age, I was sleeping in a mattress with 2 of my other brothers with a single mattress. So you got everything. So emotionally, I wasn't there to support. So that's why it's tough. It's tough. And I even say to my teammate, you know, now you think you're a father. Yeah, you are a father, but not yet. You're going to understand. You have to give more time to your children.
Wow. And if you take a look at your life after your father left, because you made mention that he left about age 10 or so.
Exactly.
Do you think that you would have turned out the way you are right now had your father not left?
I think this is a good question, and I'll be honest with you, my father was really strict with us. So I got authority when he was here. Then soon as he left, I said, oh, finally, you know. And after, that's where you grow up in the street. That's where you're doing a lot of bad things. That's where you become more vulnerable. I think a dad figure in the house is really important. Yeah. But that's why after I say like, wow, my mom like taking care, because in one point we were in that flat in Les Ulis street, and it was like 4 bedroom, and we were like 13 children. So she will have to take care of all of us. She's a strong woman, trust me. But yes, now I have a super relationship with my dad and with my mom. But of course, he had an effect when he left the house and I was 10 years old.
Let's talk about your fashion sense, cars, your lavish. Did you live a lavish lifestyle as a footballer? All the, you know, cars, the houses, and the rest of them.
I think, you know, that's when I'm talking about every day we're learning, and I'm a different man than when I used to be young. Because, you know, I used to love car. I did some silly things where every 3 months I was changing car, like Ferrari. And it's silly money. You're losing, but you understand more as you grow up. Now, okay, I've got like 2 cars. I've got the SLS, where they call it even the Patmobile. Okay. They call me the like Patman. and the RS6R. And
you have trucks?
No.
Tractors?
No. I don't have tractors. I have just 2 cars and
just
a piano.
2 cars.
I mean, sorry. Yeah, I always say that. Like some people, like I remember when I was kid.
That's fine.
But you know, when I was kid, like people say, what is your favorite car? My favorite car is the Golf Volkswagen.
Oh.
My first car. Because, you know, I used to be like, wow, this is my car. I couldn't believe it. I was pretending sometimes to doing picture next to a car and to pretending is my car. So when people ask me what is my favorite car, I say the Golf Volkswagen.
But yeah, just speaking about, you know, that like now that you've like, what really have you learned? You know, because you did mention that you were changing cars like every like how many months or weeks. Why is it different? Because, you know, some people say if you have the money, why not, you know, enjoy it since you're young?
But that's why I don't judge them. Like, you know, some player, they're like, oh, but look, he's already have a Rolls-Royce of this, but he didn't steal for that. This is his money, so you do whatever you want, and you will have to do those mistakes. But it's just, I know this is not the priority. I'm not someone I'm really attached to material, because when you're gonna die, you're not gonna take your car with you. So that's why I don't judge people when they want 20. I have a friend, he have 180 car.
Oh,
just to tell you,
180 cars.
180.
And does he drive each every day, like Monday?
I think it's not about even day. I think every hours or every minute.
Oh my goodness,
he can change his car. So to tell you, but I don't judge those people. But me, it's not my priority. It's not my game. You know, I love many things, but I'm not attached to material.
To material things. All right, this is coming from a listener saying, good afternoon, ladies, and also the legend, Patrice. I just want to know the honest truth. What exactly did Luis Suarez say to you to avoid shaking him in the Premier League? And are you guys on talking terms now?
I think I will never spend a holiday with Luis Suarez. This is for sure. But I'm someone I forgive and I don't have hate in my heart. So even I remember when we had this incident, I named him in my best 11. You know, the same year. he never apologized. I play against him with Juventus vs Barcelona. I was talking with Neymar and I shook his hand. But it's just like, at that time I was like, I'm not close enough to Luis Suarez to call him as a racist person, but he used racist words. So that's the things I complain, and I win in court. He get banned, I think 8 games and I think £80,000 fine. So, but it's so much to do. It's so much to do in racism.
This is from Dan Laddie saying, Patrice, do you feel comfortable that Harry Maguire is our captain? Please, what's your honest opinion on him? It's
like I'm maybe the only one. I don't like to take on players. It's too easy. I think we had a massive problem is because in this dressing room we don't have any example. And I remember on TV about the board, because those players, they don't even know why they're here. They don't know what's representing to play for Manchester United. I say he's playing for the history. When I travel and with Sir Bobby Charlton, and he was on the crash of a Munich plane, and so many of his teammates died, and he was still alive, still traveling with us. This inspire you, Now, people blame Maguire, but I think we should blame all the team. I don't want to pick one player. Right now, I call our team the babies, and for me, it's harsh to say that.
Yeah. Chief Udo is saying, please ask Patrice the toughest club he's ever faced in England and Europe.
Sorry. So for me, the toughest club, I will say Barcelona, because to Barcelona I should have more, even 3 Champions League, because I respect Barcelona so much, and also it was a challenge, because in one moment it was just like Manchester, Barcelona in the final of Champions League. But I will tell you my philosophy when I used to play in Premier League. So I'm sorry, the Arsenal fan. Arsenal were my babies.
Okay.
Manchester City were my noisy neighbor.
Oh, Chelsea?
Liverpool was the enemy. And Chelsea was the team we were respecting the most, because they were the most similar, with Drogba, Makelele, Mikel Essien, all of those players, because you can see character, personality. So that's why even with Ferguson, we were like, if we win against Chelsea, it means we were going to win the league.
This is from AJK saying, Evra is such a vibe. I don't miss his IG live post, especially during the lockdown. It kept some of us sane. And he said, welcome to Niger, Patrice. Hope you know we are for the best jollof rice.
Have you eaten jollof rice?
I eat jollof rice all my life.
Because it's Senegalese, isn't it?
No, we're talking about Nigerian jollof.
I don't want to fight with it. I don't want to fight with it. But when I came here, they said, Patrice, have you tried the jollof? I say no. So they put the dishes in front of me. I start laughing. I say, this is jollof? I eat jollof all my life. I didn't even try it. And I say, guys, look, the Senegal language is Wolof.
Wolof rice, okay.
We're already there.
Yeah.
But everyone do it in a different way. So when people ask me, but what is the best jollof? Is the Senegalese one? Is the Ghanaian one? Or is the Nigerian one? My answer is, my mom is the best jollof.
I love it.
All right, that's great.
I love that. Let's take this Lagos Talks. All right, 08092345913, 08092220913. Lagos Talks. Good afternoon. What's your name?
I love this interview.
I love this man.
What's your name?
This is Nasike.
All right,
let's hear you.
Hello, Patrice.
Hello, Nasike.
I would like to ask you a question. Looking back in your career, if you had the time to go back, and choose all of it, would you still choose the first France over maybe Senegal, Guinea, where your dad comes from, or Capo, where your mom comes from? Would you still choose France over all these countries?
That's a good question, and many people ask me that question. But like I say, I don't want to think about the past, because you're going to live with regret. So I make choice and I accept the consequence. And that's why I say sometimes to people, when you pick your national team, be careful. Because, for example, when we play for France, when we win, I am French. But when we lose, suddenly they just throw me away my Senegal
Senegalese
passport.
to your name.
So yeah. So it was tough. But one guy I remember in Senegal, he said, Patrice, I love you so much, but I hate you when you didn't pick the Senegal national team. And I tell him, like, you prefer me to give you joy on the pitch or out of the pitch. And I tell him about my shelter and stuff. So he said, but he had a good answer. He said, I will prefer both. So he was right. So it's not like I will change things, but I know my mindset and the way I think, and I know now is more politic. Maybe it will be different.
Okay. So we did see that, of course, you're still very much in the world of sports, and we know that next month you're going to be making your debut
in boxing.
And I said, you know what, I'm going to try to dissuade you because first off, you are such a good energy type guy that is always happy, making people happy. Why do you want to get into that type of sports? Because I just see it as like, it just seems so violent.
I know, but I think let's get right.
Okay.
I can be funny, I can be positive, but it's a lot of fire inside. Because it's a lot of determination. Because I won't succeed and where I am if I was just a nice guy. Because even in football, you can show your vulnerability. And I was a leader, I was captain of Manchester United, of the French national team. So why box? Because people see it like yourself, like you just did, as a violent sport. But me, I see it more as a technique, as a beautiful sport. And that's why I don't want to. First of all, when you play football, you live in that bubble and you can do nothing. You're in that box, you can do. Now, I can do whatever I want, so I want to experience everything. But I've got so much, I approach this sport with so much humility and so much respect. Then in training, to understand the movement, it's not just about power. It's about the technique. So that's the kind of that vision I have of this sport, and that's what I want to learn. No matter if I'm gonna win or lose, don't worry, I'm gonna be the same Patrice. But it's just like I know when I'm gonna step up in that ring, I will feel like 5 years old. No matter if I win trophy, I play in front of 80,000. I'm coming to a different sport. I don't like to be on my comfortable zone, so it's a challenge for me.
So, but how do you feel, because you're going head to head with Adam Saleh, and I know that he's had experience with 2 wins and a draw, but this is going to be your debut. So what should we be expecting, and what's really going on in your head, knowing that I'm getting into this ring, but this person has had this much experience in boxing?
No, but that's what I want, because they say, oh, you can fight against a celebrity. I say no. I want to fight with someone who will knock me out, because I've never been knocked me out in my life, even when I fight in the street. So I need to feel that feeling. That guy, they say, well, I don't even know him and I don't want to know him. When I'm gonna come, we're gonna fight. I know he did some social media. Oh, Patrice, I'm ready. I don't need to answer to that, because me, I'm going just to enjoy the sport. And no matter you see me as a positive guy and everything, inside, I still got the African root. So
I like that.
Trust me, I've got a lot of fire inside.
All right. So a couple of quick football questions for you. Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, who would you play for right now if you were still a footballer? Which of them?
I know he hurt me to say that, and it's difficult even if it's Liverpool. But Klopp.
Oh, okay. Messi, Ronaldo. Oh, Ronaldo.
He didn't even flinch.
I didn't flinch, because people say because he's my friend and whatever. No,
I'm your former teammate.
I'm in love with his work ethic. I'm in love with his work ethic. I think Messi, God gave him a gift. He said, go to play with those kids. But Cristiano is just a machine. Every time I remember, we have training at 10. He was here at 8. After the training, he was still practicing his free kick or whatever. Cristiano is a goal machine, and you can see now he's 36 and he back to the Premier League. And Messi went to France and he's struggling. So Cristiano, he expressed himself in Italy, in Spain, in England. So it's just he went everywhere and he's still the GOAT.
And he's still the GOAT.
So I don't hate Messi, because that's the problem. When you pick a side,
they feel say, you hate Messi.
I think those people think I hate Messi. Like I say again, it's just because they're just born after the PlayStation 5. They don't know nothing about it. I think if someone hate Messi, he have nothing to do in football. But it doesn't mean when you pick a side and you hate the other side.
Sorry, just before you, because I want to write off what you had mentioned, that with Messi going to PSG, he's struggling, and with Ronaldo, he's still very much in the game. So what else is necessary for you to thrive? Because when we talk about Messi and Ronaldo, people always make a difference between, Messi is, talented and Ronaldo worked so hard for it. So what do you think is necessary for any player whatsoever to thrive in the game, aside from the skill and the hard work? Is there any other thing?
But can I tell you something? If Messi had the same work ethic as Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi will be like maybe 10 or 12 Ballon d'Or. Right?
Oh, wow.
That's why people don't understand. And kids, I say, with the talent, you're going to win some game. You're going to be there. But with the work ethic, you're going to surpass. Talent is not enough. So that's why I'm always a big fan of the work ethic. Like, Henry and Anelka. Henry have a massive work ethic. But Anelka actually is faster than Henry, is more like technique player. But they didn't have the same career. Even both of them have a beautiful career. So that's why I will always take over work ethic. That's why I am. Like, many players are more talented and gifted than myself. But my work ethic, I can be funny doing my crazy video. But the way I'm working hard behind the curtain, people don't see it. So that's why work ethic is the key.
The toughest attacker you ever faced as a fullback?
Myself?
Yes, who's the toughest, striker or an attacker?
Is that
himself?
I swear, I'm always saying I am my biggest enemy.
Wow.
But the player who annoys me the most, and people are always surprised when I say it, is James Milner. Liverpool. The only reason is because I am attacking fullback, and these guys was following me everywhere. Even when I was going to the toilet, these guys was following me. So he annoyed me. He was like frustrating me because he was like stronger defending, and also he was attacking. So every time I play against him, it was like tough.
All right.
All right. This is from Ejike saying, please talk Evra out of boxing, is what he's saying. That we should talk you out of boxing.
I know, and I thank you for the love and the support. But don't worry, I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to steal the same Patrice after the fight. And I know he shocked some people because they see me just in my nice moment. But they will understand when they're going to see me box.
I like that. This is coming from Unique Top saying, this Patrice Evra is so awesome and interesting. And this is such a good interview. Thank you so much. And he also, Femi asked, please can you ask Evra how to regain motivation and focus after feeling like all hope is lost, when mentality is down and anger and drive is no more, is what he's asking.
No, but this is also a good question, and is about mental health. I think you need to create your own world, and that's why don't be misunderstood here. I can have some time when I can be sad or down, but I always think where I come from. I always think, when you just wake up, and you can have like some food, you can have a nice shower, you can like see, you can have like your 2 arms, your 2 feet. It's already blessing. So it's depend of the way you want to see things. Me right now, that's why I love this game. Is about life. I could say I love this life because sometimes in life you win, you lose, but always head up and never give up. And it's about, spreading that positive energy, that happiness. It's not fake. I hate fake people or where they act. Me, I'm real. That's why people feel related to me, feel connected with me. But that I say to that person, I think if he believes in God, God have a plan for him, or the universe, we have a plan for you. Don't give up. Do those things, and maybe God is testing you and to see the way you're going to react. But don't lose your positivity and your happiness. This is really important.
I love that. That's absolutely amazing. Patrice, we have to let you go. I mean, we could have conversation with you for the next 3 hours. We don't mind. But it's such a pleasure having this conversation with you. Well, someone says I should ask because when I said that Patrice was coming in, they just thought that, I was betraying my first love, who is Olivier Giroud.
It's okay. It's a good friend.
So I was don't worry. I'm sure Giroud will have no problem with it.
Since we started with the French player, obviously we're still going to get Giroud.
All right. So before we say goodbye to you, I would like for you to, wrap up by giving your Nigerian fans one message. You could tie the message to, what really I love this game is all about, or you could just be as free as you want.
No, I think I want to say a massive thanks because, like I say, when I land at the airport, even the officer and the love I receive from you, my Niger people, you don't even understand. I'm feeling I am at home. So that's why this message is for you. Thank you very much. This is just the beginning. I think I'm gonna come back. I went to also that program Mirabel, where the kids are sexually abused. It's many things I need to help, and people need my support. So just I want you to know, my Nigeria people, you're not alone.
Yeah.
You can counting on me. And I love this game.
I love it.
Thank you very much.
All right, it's 2 p.m. It's still the midday show. And of course, this is Lagos Talks 91.3. Stick around.
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.